Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Black Lodge Trivia Night. This is Art, and once again we are continuing our Lord of the Rings Online book quest. If you remember last time, another session where I was a giant big fat bitch, complaining about things going on in Minas Tirith. Again, it was a lot of like, oh, I don't like going up and down the stairs, that kind of stuff. Yes, I get it. Also, I got to the end and it was time for the potential, I'm assuming, epic conclusion to Book 4 in Volume 4, and I could not figure out the battles. So you can see here, like there's, again, like my arrow is, my mouse is not anywhere near, see, like my arrow's, you know, right here, and it's activating 5, so I believe, my understanding is, after doing a little research, you sort of go in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it tells a little bit of story. Now, the thing I couldn't tell, and you know, you can choose, do you want to do it solo or is it a 2-person team, a 6-person fellowship launch? I don't know. This looks like Minas Tirith here. This looks like Minas Tirith here. I don't know, but I assume I have to do 1 first, then 2, 3. Oh, whoa. Oh, look at that. Okay, I just hadn't found how far off to. I didn't realize it was that far off. You know, not to be a dick about it, but that's okay. There you go. So I just couldn't figure out how to make it work. Turns out the other way you can do it is if you go to Control J, you can go to the instance finder, which I forgot about. I didn't think to do this because Epic Battles has its own, but you can just go to Minas Tirith, you can click this, and you can just, I think, start from here. But, so now that I figured out how to, you know, where to click it, man, that's really far off. So I apologize for how much of a big bitch I was last time, but yeah, you can see, like, it's not even close. So let's give it a shot. Of course, the question is, you know what, I might have to still launch it from, might still have to do it from the battle map because defensive Minas Tirith. Because it's just not working correctly in terms of the mouse pointer. Okay, what's this? Encounter invitation. Alright, let's travel now. I don't know if somebody was looking to team up. I feel bad if that was the case because I was blabbing and not paying attention, and I also don't know what I'm doing, so. Okay, so here we are.
I am glad you have come at this dark hour, my friend. Sauron's armies have encircled the city, and now only battle can decide the fate of Gondor. Strength of men shall be tested this day. Let's hope we have done enough to ensure that their courage does not falter. The Prince of Dol Amroth and the Lords of Gondor have gathered in the tower above. Come, we must meet them before the battle is joined.
Okay, talk to Mithrandir when you're ready to begin. The Dark Lord commands the full weight of his armies to march against Minas Tirith, hoping to break any defense that yet remains and deal a mortal blow to the defenses of men. A loss this day spells only doom for every living creature in Middle-earth. We cannot fail. We must not. Okay, defend the walls of Minas Tirith from the enemy. So now, again, I think this is going to be similar to some of the things that were going on in Peligreer, which I did not enjoy and did not grasp, where you have to build catapults and stuff like that. I never really bothered to do it. So, let's see how it goes.
Mithrandir, you have come just in time. Their forces wield all manner of weapons, and great towers of which I have never seen the like loom above them all. They do not march yet, but I see their ranks shifting restlessly. It cannot be long now.
The enemy wields many weapons, but none greater than fear.
You inspire hope even in the darkest of times, Mithrandir. The men of Gondor shall be honored to fight at your side.
I shall stand beside you then, and keep your men from despair.
The din of the enemy's armies grows louder still. We must move now.
It is time. They will not wait any longer.
So it is. I cannot even have a few words with these fine men before the enemy would see me slain. Well, I will let my axe speak for me then.
Okay, defend the walls of Minas Tirith.
My men await my command. Dwayne here, call your sons and let us go. Dweeny, Derafin, the time for scouting is over. Follow me onto the wall.
Okay.
Once, Father. Derafin, stop wasting your arrows and get in position. Call it a waste, brother. I've done more to thin their numbers than all this talk.
So what I've heard is that it's better, like, there's no point in, like, literally just fighting. You know, the enemies won't stop coming, so there's no real point.
This fight isn't over yet!
I don't know if I should be having them all heal. Now, I can't tell if I'm getting lag, or if there's just nothing to do with that. Let me see if I can click this. Okay, new quest, Beasts
My
of
brother
Harry.
and I will slay them to the last, my friend. But you must defend us and keep the sufferers from gaining a foothold on the wall.
Okay, so there's a Muma kill coming.
The will of your master holds no power here. Begone!
Look to the fields! A siege tower of the
trying to see. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, that's okay. There's one. So let's see if we can run over here. So again, yeah, sorry, I don't know if I got this full thought out because I'm a little distracted. The thing I heard is don't bother really killing them because they're just going to keep coming. So if you get sort of stuck on that, it'll never end. You just want to focus on the tasks that you need to... Let me see if you can put a bleed on this. You can. All right. Getting a lot of lag. See if you can put a light damage over time. Again, tons of lag.
Make haste! Assail the tower and set it aflame!
Okay, so now I gotta get on the tower.
We must move now to aid the other defenders. The hope of Gondor cannot falter.
Shit. Okay.
The tower burns! Escape through the wall before it collapses!
Okay, that was short work. Nice. Alright, so defend the walls of Minas Tirith. Maybe the other side? Let's go over there. Again, I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's start giving some orders at least for healing. Hold the lines, why not?
Champion has climbed onto the wall and makes for the injured. He must be stopped before he can cut down our allies.
Makes for the engine. Is it this engine up here, or is it some other engine? At least I sort of have an idea, I guess, what to do here. I don't know. I guess the champion's defeated. I didn't do it. Epic foe. Ahartal, hand of the first blade.
Weaken those grapnels and lessen their burden on the wall!
Unbelievable amounts of lag. It's bordering on unplayable at times. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. Okay, a pair of massive Olog high rush for. I'm gonna have to, I guess, wait a minute. I don't know. Somebody seems to take care of it, so what do I care? I guess we defeated the Mumakil.
Make haste! Assail the tower and set it aflame!
So I can't tell. I mean, last time I only needed, I guess, 2 of the powder kegs. I never got the bar powder keg to light.
The tower burns! Escape through the wall before it collapses!
Taking on a rare nemesis. Put a bleed on it. Why not? It's got 131,000 morale. I did it. Okay, hold on a second. I'm getting a little bit lost here. Okay. We have triumphed, my friends.
Our foes cease their attack. Men, prepare what you can and make ready for the next assault. I do not believe my eyes. Their numbers still grow, even after all we have slain.
If they cannot master the wall, they will make for the great gate.
No weapon or beast can penetrate the gate, my friend dear. It would be the enemy's greatest folly to send his forces against it.
He sends no orc against it. Look beyond the flames towards Osgiliath. The great ram Grand has been repaired and makes for Minas Tirith. We must move to the gate at once and make our stand against the enemy.
Okay, so defeat the Mumik. See. I guess the question is, can I get down? Okay. Okay, talk to Mithrandir at the besieged city. Southeastern area, the second circle. Okay, yeah, let's make our way down, I guess.
Stand, soldiers of Gondor! Do not give in to fear!
The fighting is fierce, but the enemy has not yet broken our line. Stand, soldiers of Gondor. Do not give in to fear. They must be strong. This is the hour.
Grond approaches. It must not reach the gate.
The enemy has repaired the great ram Grond. Great beasts pull it across the Pelennor, creeping even closer to the city. It must not reach the gate. Okay. Open the Epic Battles panel and select Hammer of the Underworld. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to try this and go to Hammer of the Underworld. Okay. Sauron's armies have repaired the Great Ram Grond and now send it against the gates of Minas Tirith. We must hold against the enemy's forces until Grond and its wielders are within shot. Only then will we have the opportunity to act against it. I shall aid you.
Follow me quickly, for we have no time left to spare. Sauron has revealed his vile design, my friend. We must act against it before the hour is too late. For all his pride, he chose to honor Morgoth, his master of old, who once bore the great hammer, Grond.
Does the hammer fall then upon all of Middle-earth?
It may or it may not. The fate of Minas Tirith shall decide a great many other things.
I do not doubt the strength of the Great Gate, but we must destroy Grond. I will not leave the fate of Gondor to chance.
Our doom comes, Mithrandir. You must know this. Are we even certain it can be destroyed?
Comiskeel, if any among us could answer that for better or worse, I would already be back in one of the taverns.
Enough! We have lost many already, but we must hold out long enough to destroy Grond. Mithrandir, will you follow onto the wall? I fear that without your presence, our men may soon fall to despair.
I shall do what I can to combat this deepening darkness.
Okay, defend the northern flank of the gate wall, so I guess I'm gonna just follow Gandalf. We are heading north. Now are these captains awaiting orders? I'll do some of this, I guess. Stand fast and hold your ground. You're in the middle, so you do some healing.
This fight isn't over yet!
Pick up!
Yeah, why not? Can't seem to work the grappling hooks like I could in the first one, so I just can't do that ladder either. Defend the north flank of the gate wall. I think this is the gate wall, like the gate's right below us. Now let's... Nope, it's gonna... Again, I can't seem... ooh, there we go. That's very precise. I don't know, again, if that's because of, like, the mismatch of where the mouse cursor is and where it thinks it is. Okay, so that helps a little bit. Now that I know, I can just sort of... No. There we go.
Troll drummers have arrived on the field! Bring them down before they get inside the enemy's forces!
So I assume I should be doing something with the catapult to destroy those drums. Let me see if I can do that. Is it just a straight shot? They're a little bit to the left. Now the question is, can I aim right a little bit from here? Okay. Where's the, there it is. Okay, let's deal with this at least. I wonder if you can control a catapult from like down here. Oh Or can I do two things at once? Or is it because I got up there, a band of frenzied Morgul orcs have reached the wall? Left over here, and then hopefully we can burn this one to the ground. That seemed to be the thing that helped last time, so I'm just going to do that again. Defend the northern... Yeah, we're still doing the northern flank. Lag completely took over there, so let me just get this started over. Yeah, okay. Take it nice and slow. Make sure each one registers before I just sort of muscle memory through to the next press. Got all three bleeds going. In theory, the bleeds are enough. I don't have to do more damage over time. I can just...
Make haste! Assail the tower and set it aflame! Forces of the enemy shift below. We must move to aid the other defenders.
So interestingly enough, you're seeing like the timers for this are up top. They're not in the upper left corner. They're not. They don't put them near the actual item you're using like you would if it was like a chest. Again, lag, my gambit's all over the place. Should slow down a little bit just in case I start to take some real damage. So we're supposed to be moving to a different part of the... Like if I... Oh, I can from way up here. Okay, interesting. Defend the southern flank. Okay, so I'm just heading to... This seems like the main gate. So I'm just going to keep going to over here because I feel like this is the actual flank. So I could get... Dude, let's aim right a couple. You know what? screw that. I don't know. Like, I clicked aim right and it started running me around, so maybe you do have to get pretty close. I'm trying to figure out, like, if you clear enough ladders and grappling hooks, is that what sort of triggers the siege engine to come and let you burn it down? Now you're seeing different symbols. I think this symbol is just like to complete it. This is like a little bonus. So if I were to take out those other two drummers, I think I would get whatever that bonus is. But since I'm not trying to S rank the epic battles, I'll leave it for now. Just trying to... Yeah, you can see, like, my mouse is... The word grappling, my mouse is over the A, which is not near the string, so that's why I'm sort of having trouble estimating where to go with that. I guess the spike barricades, you can repair them, because it seems like when the orcs come up the wall, there's no, I'm not doing it. They do run into that spike barricade and it does cause some damage, but it doesn't seem to actually impact much in terms of, like...
The enemy is overrun!
Are my forces getting overrun?
Fight them off before they can wield our weapons against us!
Okay, so they've overrun part of the wall. Defeat the siege leader. Okay, is that around here? Or is that on the other side?
Look to the fields! A siege tower of the enemy approaches!
Okay, here we go. Now the crew should make short work of these guys, and maybe I can just focus on damaging the siege grapple as fast as possible. Okay, so that's good. I think we should have one more to go. Gambit's all over the place again because of lag.
Assail the tower and set it aflame!
Now I wonder, something I've often wondered, like, do enemies that are like from Sauron, Mordor, whatever, do they get extra hurt by light damage? It seems like that would make sense. I've never spent the time crunching the numbers in slow motion to,
Escape to the wall before it collapses! Trond is within catapult shot. We must destroy it before it reaches the gates.
All right. Oh, shoot. All right. Not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. All right, let me go find Gandalf and Emily here and see if that guides me. Can't tell what I'm pointing at. So, like, right there, I think I'm clearing the grappling hook on the right, even though I was trying to get the one on the left. There you go. I guess it's just, hey, you know, around the letter A, you know, that's the pattern. I mean, so yeah, now that I like, yeah, just click at the letter A and you're fine. That's adjustable. You know, I can make do with that. I just, I'm not sure.
Look above! One of the enemy's beasts flies low, just out of shot. Do the Nazgul themselves now come to bring us to ruin?
Okay, so they destroyed this. I don't think I can rebuild it. I don't know if I can get down. Nope. Okay. What are we doing? There's another catapult up here. Should I be clearing this tower? Really bad lag, as you can see. so we're stuck in with lag. I'm not... There we go. Okay. Let's see if there's a fourth siege tower. It seems like it'd be like an even... Gondorian commander has fallen. Oh. Completed Hammer of the Underworld. Got a silver reward, I don't know why. Okay, so we gotta talk to Mithrandir.
Rond has served its purpose. The darkest hour is at hand.
The spells woven about its length have proven too much for the gates of the city. The darkest hour is at hand.
We must get to the gate. Tell me when you are ready. defy the Witch King of Angmar, but in this darkest hour, I will stand against him.
Stay back. You have become mighty indeed during your adventures, but the evil that now stands in the ruin of the gate is beyond your measure. Only I can stand against the Witch King now.
You will not enter here. Go back to the abyss. It awaits you and your master.
Fool. This is my hour.
Can you not hear? The dawn is coming, and with it comes hope.
Nothing comes for you but death. Die now.
You must protect Peregrine.
Escape from the enemy and find Peregrine Took. We must save the halfling as he asked. Is he here though, or is he up top still? Ooh, Daraphin just went down. And Dweedle. Lodge. What news? I heard shouts of terror and dismay, but could not find what caused them. Before he can say a word, his eyes widen in surprise. Look out! And so it ends. The wizard is slain and will trouble my master no longer. The city is taken. What few defenders remain in the city will be rooted out and brought to this high place, and it is here they will die. You live only because I commanded it. But once the last cries of the dying have faded into the wind, you too will follow them.
Where is the steward? Find me the pretender.
I am here, vermin. I fight for my people.
could we have done?
Remain alert for any chance to help Peregrine or Denethor. A shrill voice pierces the thin air above the city.
Flee, young Peregrine!
After him.
Do you understand? With the things I have seen, this must be what will happen. This sad fate awaits us. It cannot be avoided.
Do you at last understand the words I have spoken? Do you finally see that the doom cannot be avoided? Do you understand? It is not needless cruelty that drove this tale of mine. No, it is kindness. For my words wove a picture of the fate that awaits us all. It cannot be avoided. Better to accept the road and set our affairs in order than to fight it fruitlessly. In fewer than 3 hours, it will be the 14th of March. We are unlikely to have to live until dawn on the 15th. You shake your head to clear it, but still your mind is foggy. Is it really only 9:30 in the evening on the 13th of March? The account seems so vivid, so real. Your eyes turn towards the Palantir. Denethor laughs, but there is no humor in it. I have wrestled with the Seeing Stone for many days. I am not surprised that the experience left you feeling unwell and particularly susceptible to the words I spoke. Can you not see how the tale I spun you must surely follow from the images you behold in the stone? The end has come. The end has come. The armies have not yet surrounded Minas Tirith, but they will. The folk have not yet thrown in with the withered tree, but they will. Grond has not yet come to the gates, but it will. How long can they stand against the ram? If they even last a minute longer than I believe, that will be a triumph. But it will not matter. All that I have told you will come to pass. You tried to tell the steward that he is wrong, but you cannot find the words. It seems like those are the words. You're wrong. Okay. You've seen what I saw in the stone. Hirgon and the Red Arrow did not make it to Rohan, and the foolish one Mithrandir sent to Mordor is a captive in Cirith Ungol. Yes, I know of that errand, and I know that it has failed. Whatever that fool brought with him is now gone, and if it is the weapon I perceive, it will not matter if the gates of Minas Tirith last 5 minutes or 5 hours. The end will come. It has already come. Go, Black Lodge. Go and die. Every person in this city will follow you soon. Dr. Peregrine took at his post.
I saw you not 10 minutes ago, when I brought you before the steward.
How was your audience with the steward? At the sound of the young hobbit's voice, a tremendous smile brightens your face, and you fight the urge to clasp Pippin in a tight embrace. Is this a joke, Black Lodge? I've never seen you this happy. It's a little peculiar if you ask me, that this being wartime and all, but I suppose that's no reason not to look on the bright side, is it? You do seem a little flustered now that I think about it, both happy and sad at the same time, if that makes any sense. I saw you not 10 minutes ago when the steward summoned you before him. What could you have talked about in so short a time that would work such a change in you?
I will not ask what you discussed with the steward. It is no business of mine.
Well, it does not matter. Whatever you and the steward spoke about, it is not my business to hear. I will do as I am told, and though that may not amount to a great service in the tales of heroes, may it prove as useful and as important as any hobbit deserves. But you should find Gandalf. I know that he's very worried about the city and about Gondor, and any information you might have about the steward's state of mind could be useful to him. Did I say Gandalf? I mean, you should find Mithrandir. I will never get used to calling him that. Why does he need two names anyway? It's not proper. You point out that the young Took himself has two names, going sometimes by Peregrine and sometimes by Pippin. Well, that's different. That's different. Ah, you got me. Well played. Well played indeed. Okay. Time yet remains. Let's find Mithrandir.
You spoke with the steward. Worry is etched upon your face, my friend.
I understand that you had an audience with Denethor. I might have given you some wisdom concerning how to handle the steward, but I was not consulted. I trust you did not spoil any of our plans, or cause any harm that cannot be undone. You tell Mithrandir that Denethor spoke to you of many things that he saw within the depths of a palantir. At that, Mithrandir looks up sharply. So, the Anor stone did remain within the tower. I wondered if it was so. Denethor has had a stubborn and strong will for all the years of his life, but if he seeks to gain some advantage over the enemy by using the palantir, you interrupt the wizard, and his initial offense is quickly assuaged. I always said assuaged. That's what I'm going to stick with. You interrupt the wizard, and his initial offense is quickly assuaged, as you recount the worrying tale of Denethor's prophetic words concerning the siege to come. Mithrandir is silent for a long while. Finally, he speaks. I do not think he has seen the siege itself in the Anor Stone, Black Lodge, and that is very important to us. A palantir cannot be made to lie, though its images might deceive if the user interprets them incorrectly. But I fear that the future in which Denethor believes, while not certain, could still come to pass. There is a question that his tale raises in my mind, a question I had not fully considered before now. Where was Rohan? If the events of the coming siege will indeed transpire as Denethor foretells, then Theoden does not come to the aid of Gondor. I fear that the steward of Gondor may be right. Minas Tirith will fall. I think I read that wrong. If the events of the coming siege will indeed transpire as okay, that's part of why. Just fucking write it. If the events of the coming siege transpire as Denethor foretells, boom. And Theoden does not come to the aid of Gondor, I fear Denethor may be right, and Minas Tirith will fall. Fucking lose half of it right there. It is absolutely imperative that you learn what has happened to the riders of Rohan. They must come to Minas Tirith in time, or all is lost. The siege is still ahead. Time yet remains. To be continued in Volume 4, Book 5, The Ride of the Rohirrim.
I feared it might be so.
Interesting. So I wonder if at one point in time, that was the end of the book quest. Like, that was it. Like, you know, we haven't yet added the expansions needed to tell this story. Because I don't recall... Well, I guess I've never had one stop mid-volume. Maybe that's the reason why. Usually the expansion seems, at least in my experience, my recollection, they seem to cover a complete volume. Maybe that wasn't the case when this came out. I'm not really sure. I believe, my friend, is... So here we are. We've finished Book 4. Let's just get Book 5 accepted, and we'll see what's up. This, I believe, my friend, if the Rohirrim do not come to the aid of Gondor, Minas Tirith will fall. There's little time left. Already the armies of Mordor approach. The city will soon be encircled. Soon, I say, but not yet. Go to the lowest level of Minas Tirith and enter the city stables, just within the entrance to the city. Speak to Loberdil there, and he will arrange for a rested steed to bring you past the line of the enemy before it can close upon the city. You must follow the road north of Talath, Anor, and seek for Theoden and his riders. If you find them, tell them to hasten. If you do not find them, it will not matter even if you proceed all the way to Meduseld. Minas Tirith will have fallen by the time you reach it, and no one will be of help then. Okay, so what do we got? We've got boots. Agility, might. I've been taking might, so I'm going to stick with might. I'm going to accept the quest. And so there we go. That is the end of Book 4. And a couple of thoughts. One, I really like the direction of where Book 5 is headed. That makes narrative sense. Like, again, you don't have to be the main character, but you have really important parts of the periphery that obviously have to occur for the main characters to have the story that they do. And so penetrating like an enclosing siege to break out, get by, and get word to the allies like, hey, double time it, man, we're about to go, feels like a great premise for a quest. It's sort of like the old Michael Mann movie, Last of the Mohicans. You know, at one point, Daniel Day-Lewis's main character is on the wall with like a whole row of rifles ready to snipe, and they got to get a runner through the enemy lines and break the siege. And so they just keep handing him rifles as the runner just books it as fast as possible, and people are coming up behind him, and just as they're about to attack, Daniel Day-Lewis takes him out, and he finally gets through the lines. It's a great little sequence in a movie I think is really fun, and that's why I think I like the premise of this so much. It invokes that vibe in my mind. As for Book 4 itself, I really, just stop now if you don't want to hear me be negative. Please, if you don't think that I love this game at this point, I've been playing it for hundreds of hours for dozens of years. I genuinely love this game, but it doesn't mean every single moment's going to be perfect. And Book 4, I thought, was really one of the lower points for me in the game so far. Navigating near Minas Tirith was a bit of a hassle, but I started to come to grips with it. So, if I were to do it again, I would much like the first time I went through Mordor, I really disliked it. Every time since, it hasn't been that bad. Because I'm just like, whatever. I know what's coming, and I sort of know, yeah, okay. I feel like Minas Tirith has a little bit of that. There's a lot of side quests I just didn't bother doing just because I was finding it tedious going back and forth in the main quest. The epic battles, I genuinely did not enjoy it. Part of it is, again, my own, I don't know what I'm doing, so there was some frustration. Part of it is it barely seemed to matter what I do. So narratively, I felt like I could have half stood there and maybe the mission just completes itself. I don't know. Maybe that's not true, but I felt like I had so little impact. And again, I wasn't going for silver ranks, gold ranks, whatever. Maybe to get to the highest tiers of success, you really have to master the scenario. But why would I do that? Because the lag was so bad that it's got unplayable at certain points, and I wouldn't want to do that repeatedly to sort of learn and optimize and master it. And maybe I'm just having weird experiences with the lag, or maybe people do it anyway in spite of the lag. I have no idea. But I just don't see a world in which I would want to engage with the epic battles, and having to was a little irritating. I much preferred how the Battle of Helm's Deep went, where they had a very clear narrative path to accomplish the mission. But at that point, are they just sort of throwing their hands up and saying this is a single player experience? It's not really MMO-ish in that sense. Like what they have here with the battle, being able to do it in a fellowship or a small, there was 1 and 2. I think there was an option for 3. So you could probably do it with a small fellowship or a full fellowship. I get it. That's what this game is, and they're trying to stay true to what that vision is, I guess. As a solo player, it completely fell flat for me, and I appreciate that it would take a lot of resources to have 2 paths like they did in Helm's Deep. So maybe that's too much to expect. The capper, though, was that it was all a fucking dream. Holy shit. Maybe I just lost track of that aspect of it because of my frustration trying to figure out the battles and the fact that I did it in 2 sessions. But I actively dislike that trick, that narrative conceit. So the fact that it Who Shot JR'd the whole thing, I'm just like, holy shit. Okay. And I started to get that suspicion, like when the Witch King got through the door, I'm like, and Denethor was fighting for the city, I'm like, I feel like this isn't what I remember, but say anything because I was letting it play out. I was like, maybe my memory's bad, and what am I going to do? But I was like, yeah, this seems like different than I remember. And then, then Gandalf went down. I'm like, okay, something's really off here. But again, I didn't want to say anything. And it's because it was all a dream. And I don't like that at all. So it's just sort of stacking upon stacking upon stacking. Like, I don't like the epic battle system. I prefer the narrative approach. Once I was in the epic battle, it didn't seem like I had much impact of what was going on, and I was never clear of what I should be doing. I mean, it was kind of clear, but it wasn't not like it was in Helm's Deep, where it's like, here's what we're doing. And then to cap it all off with, it was all a dream. It's just like, so we're just going to call it here. It's a little bit of a shorter session, but, and I am very much, looking forward to where the story goes next with book 5. But, and maybe, as Minas Tirith gets integrated into wherever the story goes from here, now that I sort of have a handle on how to navigate it, it'll be a lot smoother and less friction of this aspect of it. And it won't matter so much, but this was genuinely for me like one of the lower points of the narrative in Volume 4, Book 4. So that's it for this session. This is Black Lodge Trivia Night. I'm Art, doing our Lord of the Rings Online book quest run. We're mainly a tabletop RPG actual play podcast. If you're watching this, you've found our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe if this is your thing. Check out all the different settings, systems and settings we've given a shot on the tabletop side. We've got some discussion podcasts as well about Souls, about RPGs, reviews. If you prefer audio versions of any of that, just search for Black Lodge Trivia Night wherever you get your podcasts, and we should show up. We've got a Discord if you want to jump in, talk about this kind of stuff. Otherwise, we'll be back with more tabletop RPGs, more Lord of the Rings, at the time of this recording, Skyrim, and we'll go from there. So thanks again to everybody who checks this out. Take care.